y lo mise superín y le va a quedar super chido a ella.
I'm back. I'm back, bitches. Finally, it's been weeks, but I'm back. I'm back and I'm gonna show y'all my everyday makeup routine. Did anybody ask for it? Hell no. But am I gonna do it? Yes. Okay, I like to put my hair back. Y'all about to see well, y'all always see all my fucked up baby hairs. First thing I do is I go in with some hyaluronic acid. As you've seen in my prior videos, I always use the Ordinary hyaluronic acid, but I had ran out of the Ordinary and they had this Holy Hydration Elf hyaluronic acid. It's pretty good. It's okay. Literally, I bought the Ordinary one today, but I'm trying to finish this one before I open up the one from the Ordinary. Cause girl, with these prices nowadays, hell no. Does that have two zoomed in? No, I'll leave it like that. That's fine. See? Moisturize. Now, I always use this Equate Beauty moisturizing lotion from like fucking Walmart. But my skin, guys, oh my god. My skin is so dry. Like, I put this shit on. I do my whole skincare. Like 30 minutes later, I still feel hella dry. So, I'm guessing this is a no. I'm almost done with it. I always use it, but I'm guessing this moisturizer is a no. So, I picked up this Triple Repair Moisturizing Cream for extra dry skin. Okay, so we're gonna try this. She is thick compared to my other one. Please work, please work, please work. God, please, my skin's so dry, please work. Maybe I'm just tripping and it's just all in my head. Because my makeup won't flake, it won't crack, like it won't be like that. It's just me. Like I feel like my face is so dry, if that makes sense. Maybe I'm just tripping. I don't know. Okay, first impressions, it feels oily. Like greasy, if that makes sense. But maybe I need to let it settle in a little bit. So usually while my moisturizing stuff sets into my face, I like to go in and start my eyebrows. Don't mind my nails, they're not finished. I literally only laid acrylic and put duct tips, and that's all I've done. I'm going in with the e.l.f. brow lift and then just a regular spoolie. This spoolie was pointed up, but I bent it down because I like it to be at an angle like this. My spoolie is disgusting. Please don't judge it. Damn, that moisturizer is greasy, bro. My hands feel oily as fuck. Jeez. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have got it. I hate the feeling of like greasiness, greasy oilness. So first thing I do, I lay them all the way flat. Here, let me zoom in so you can see. It looks kind of ugly right now, but like, so the first thing I do is I go all the way up like this. Do y'all hear my dog snoring right now? I lay them all the way down. See, they look crazy. Okay, and then I go in with either my finger or I have the little spatula that came with the little spatula that e.l.f. has for this product, but I don't know where I left it. So I'll just go in with that little spatula, or I'll go in with the end of my brush, or sometimes I go in with my finger. Most of the time I go in with my finger and I just flatten it out, like laminate it almost. And then with the top of my brush at an angle, I swoop the hairs down. That'll do it. I don't really care. It's fine. If you don't have so much eyebrow hair, what I would recommend for you to do, bitch, like I'm a makeup artist and anybody cares about my opinion, but after you glue them down or gel them down, you could go in with an eyebrow pencil and like fill in all the empty spots, I guess you could say, the bald spots. Perfect. Crooked? Probably. Do I care? Oh, I don't care. I like to go in with the Milani Conceal and Perfect concealer in the color 130 Light Beige. And then I go in with a flat, see that, just a flat brush. This is the Morphe M432 brush. And I use light beige because it is a little lighter than my skin tone, but it's not like highlighting bright. I put this under my eyebrow. So I put that on the back of my hand. Put that under my brow very, very, very carefully. I make sure to underline my brow. Here, let me zoom in. I make sure to underline my brow, but do not touch the hair at all. And then in the arch, I like to keep some space between where my hair starts. I like to keep some skin under my brow, if that makes sense. Like, I don't go super like into the arch. I don't know if that makes sense, but you can kind of see what I'm doing right here. Can you see that? Blend it down like that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eyebrow. Sometimes I connect the ends right here in the middle, sometimes I don't. It doesn't really matter. I don't care. I feel like it doesn't make a difference because I'm gonna cover it with foundation anyways. Now we're gonna blend the concealer. I use this smaller brush. This is from Jessup. 142 brush from Jessup. You can find them on Amazon. That's where I got all my Jessup products. It's just a smaller, let me show you. It's just a smaller concealer brush. I'm gonna go in here and then I'm gonna tap it. I'm gonna tap, do not swipe, woman, do not swipe. I'm gonna type it, I'm not gonna type it. I'm gonna tap it and I'm gonna go more out on the edges of where the concealer ends, if that makes sense. See how I'm not tapping up here by the brow bone? I'm tapping at the bottom where I like kind of blended it down to the eye. And then it kind of blends everything together while still keeping that mark very clean, if that makes sense. See how it's blended together and then that line, the line is still very clean because I didn't go up in there. Period. Period. Okay. And then we're gonna do the same to the other eye. Blend out the edges. Don't get too close to the eyebrow line. And then I like to just blend upwards right here. Don't touch the hair, just blend upwards. And I just touched the hair twice, didn't I? It's crazy. Okay, eyebrows are done. Yes. Once my brows are done, then everything should be soaked into the skin. My skin does feel nicer. Feels nicer, but it does feel a little bit oily. Once my brows are done, I like to go in with the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I love, love, love this primer. This is the only primer that I continue to use after I tried it. When I put my primer on, I like to go like this over my brows just to kind of wipe off any residue of the eyebrow gel. Finally, once my skin is prepped, now I go with this big ass like painting brush. It's the AOA Studios E123, and then the foundation that I've used, I have a bunch of foundations. I've gone from Mario to Makeup by Mario to what is this, Maybelline Superstay to Fenty's, everything. But, and I don't really have like, I'm not gonna lie, my favorite out of all of them is the Makeup by Mario. I love that one. It made my skin look beautiful and dewy and oh, I love it. But I don't have a lot of space on my vanity, so I kind of like to finish the makeup that I have. So right now I've been using the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. This is the Dewy Smooth. Since my face is so dry, I like to use dewy foundations. Literally just dig in there with this brush. Oh shit, I'm almost out. And then I just paint all over my face. Just blend out my foundation. Do not swipe that damn brush. And make sure to only press it in. Do not wipe, do not rub, nothing. Just press it in. I like to work my face from like outwards to inwards, if that makes sense. So I'll show you. I go in with the e.l.f. What is this? e.l.f. Camo Liquid Bronzer and Contour. This is the shade medium. I don't know what the fuck that is. It literally just says medium. I don't know what I was trying to read. I want to put 2 dots right there. My hair, bro. 2 dots right there. And then I like to put, see how I have these lines right here where my hairline opens? I like to put one right here and then right here. Embarrassing, but yeah, okay. And then I do some dots down my nose. These fucking concealers, these contour, I have the I use the blush too. This contour and blush e.l.f. things, they're fucking underrated as fuck, because look the couple dots that I do and you'll see with the blush, and they're so pigmented I barely need any product from it. And there's hella fucking product in here. Like, this shit is gonna last me forever. I love them. And they're so affordable too. They're amazing. This is the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. This is what I use for my contour. As you can see, it's very dense, I think is the word. Blend that out. And then go in right here with that same product on my cheeks. I go down on my jawline a little bit, because I don't like my jawline to be too dramatic, if that makes sense. So I just use like the leftover product on my brush. Only pat it on. I don't swipe, I just pat, 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 pat. Now I go in with the blush I just showed y'all in the shade Pinky Promise. This is a Mario bronzer, but I use the lid of this and then I put the slightest amount. I put some right there. Slightest amount, sorry. That's slightest amount for me. But I wipe some on here. And then I take this stippling brush, I kind of swoop it on in there, tap it around. And then I take off some excess on my hand. And then with what's left on the brush, I just dab it on along my cheeks like this. I use 2 different concealers. I use the Milani concealer in light beige that I use for my brows. I put that, let me show y'all. I put that right here in the inner part of my eye, and I bring it down a little bit just so that when I blend it, I kind of put some on my nose and clean up the nose contour that we did. And I bring it down a little bit, and then I go down on my nose straight, and the tip right there. And then I take some right here on my chin. And then right here. So that's what I do with the Milani. Then, this is a Too Faced Born This Way concealer in Natural Beige. It's more of like a yellowy undertone, if that makes sense. What does it do? I don't know, but I kind of like how it blends together. And it's not so bright at the end, and the brightness is focused more on the inner part, if that makes sense. Maybe it's all in my head, but I like how it looks, so I'm still gonna do it. Okay, I put some right over here. As you can see, it's darker than this one, and right over here. I'm gonna let that dry down for a sec. Let's blend that together like so. And then see right here in the nose how instead of going like this, I'm gonna turn my brush and I'm gonna go on the edges of my nose like that. See? And then we're gonna blend outwards with that darker concealer And then I'm only tapping. I'm not swiping, I'm not rubbing. I'm only tapping. Right here. Oh, I also put some right here. I don't know if I already blended that or if I just didn't put any. So I'm just gonna use the excess and go right there. And right here. Just blending that all together and then blending down my nose like so. And just for some, I guess, blending touch-ups, I like to go in with same foundation brush and then I just kind of blend the edges of the concealer with it even more. Okay, so now to mattify and set, I use two Wet n Wild powders. This is the Wet n Wild translucent, and then I go in and I set my under eyes like this, and then on my chin, on my smile lines because I crease, and I go right here on my forehead because I have a giant wrinkle right here. See that? I have a giant wrinkle right there that gets nasty. Creases. If you have dry skin like me, don't be scared to powder and mattify, because as long as you prep correctly and moisturize correctly, no matter how much powder you put on, your face is not gonna be crusty and cracky and dry. I learned that from some makeup artist. I just don't remember who. I don't remember, but period. The second powder I use is a Wet n Wild in soft pink. Before I go into that, I'm gonna bronze up my skin and put blush on. I'm gonna take this big fluffy powder brush. I'm gonna brush off all that extra loose powder. And I'm gonna start bronzing my face. Use this big powder brush. It's like angled a little bit. From Morphe, this is the M162. I use the Juvia's Place bronzing palette in the shade Medium. I use this one right here just for some warmth and more of a contour, since this is more of a cool shade. And again, we just tap it on, tap, tap, tap. Now I take the Fenty Island Tank, my favorite bronzer I've ever used. As you can see, if I had to pick one bronzer for the rest of my life, it would be Fenty Island Tank. I tap it on around the same areas that I put the Juvia's palette, the Juvia's bronzer or contour, whatever. Just to warm the perimeters of my face up a little bit. Now I take this little angled fluffy brush and the same Fenty bronzer, and I use that to go down my nose and just contour my nose a little bit. At the angle that the brush is, I go in with that. Period. And then I take some more and then I kind of brush that into my brows just to kind of blend that in together. And then I'm taking this fluffier brush, just a regular fluffy like crease brush, and I'm mixing both the Juvia's and the Fenty, and I'm just washing that into my eye, just for a little wash of color, because I don't do eyeshadow on a regular base. If anything, I'll pop on a little glitter on my lid, but other than that, for an everyday look, I don't do eyeshadow. I just wash on some bronzer. After I do my contour, that's when I go in with my pink Wet n Wild powder, and I go down the sides of my contour with the pink powder, and then I blend it down this way. And then same on this side. And then I go down that way, like that. touch that up. And then sometimes I go in like this and like that. Okay. Now we're gonna go back in. Oh, fuck, I don't have any more. With the Wet n Wild translucent one. There's nothing in here besides that. Okay, we're gonna make it work. I take some of that powder and I line the bottom of my cheek like that. And then like this. Some of that powder and then I go right here. Just right here in the middle to bake a little bit. And then right here to bake. And then we go back in with the pink powder. And then we go on the outer edges to bake. The reason I bake on the outer edges with pink powder is because it'll keep that brightening effect that baking does, and at the same time it'll blend in together with the blush and just create that smooth transition. While that bakes, I finish off my eyes. Like I said, for my eyes I just do a little bronzer when I want something besides just a bronze on my eyes. I'm going with the glitter. I have this Bratz palette from Beauty Creations, which it's broken, don't mind that. I switched between these glitters and I have this Fenty highlighter. This is a duo highlighter, Sandcastle and Mint Mojito. So I switched between the Bratz glitters and then these glitters. I think today, what should I do? I think I'm gonna do the gold from Bratz. I don't like, there's no precise way of doing it. I just literally rub that on. So sometimes, see, I just rub that on. It don't even matter how I do it. I just want a little twinkle on my eye when I turn to the light, you know? Now as for lashes, I don't have a specific pair I use as long as they're not short. I hate short lashes. I have these that I got, I think, off of Shein. Pretty big. I use these for like parties, big parties. I used to use them on the daily, but I kind of chilled out recently. And I bought these wispies, but I'm gonna go ahead and fucking use these up first. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna brush off all the excess powder from the baking. I'm gonna go in with, this is NYX Tinted Brown Mascara. It's brown mascara for my bottom lashes because I feel like the brown kind of makes it look more softer and more natural rather than the, you know, black mascara. It just makes it look more softer and I like that. I don't like how the jet black clumpy lashes look at the bottom, you know? For highlight, I use Fenty highlighter in the shade Sandcastle, and I just put it circular motions right here on the corner, right on the edge. See that? Tip and a bridge of my nose. And then on my inner corners, you know my problem. For my lip combo, I've been using the NYX liner in Espresso for years. Like, this is my holy grail. I gatekeep this. This is my baby. If they ever discontinue this, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So what I do is I line my lip like normal. I guess I could say I overline the top lip a little bit because my bottom lip, I feel like it's already big enough, but my top lip is not that big. So I overline my top lip a tad bit. As you can see, very faded. It's faded. There's nothing on here anymore. Just like if I can get any. I put that in the middle there. Usually always just add a clear gloss on top, but recently my friend put me on, are y'all ready? This shit is beautiful. She put me onto this Anastasia lip gloss. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. So I've been putting some of that on my lip combo recently. Look at that. Oh my god. Beautiful. Look at that. Shimmery lips. Last but not least, baby girl, we gonna go in with some setting spray. I use the Milani Make It Last. We are done with the makeup. Okay, so I didn't have an outro because my camera died, but thanks for watching, and of course my nails aren't never fully done, but thanks for watching and I hope it helped. Okay, thanks, bye bitches.